Hello, welcome to Homeopathic Services. My name is Pierre. I've been a professional homeopath for nearly 30 years. During that entire time, nearly 3 decades, I dedicated my work to autism. Uh, we could probably say that I was a pioneer in the sense that at the time, most people did not even know the word autism. Um, but it has been most challenging as well as rewarding to do this work. I've written 3 books on the matter. I only have the second book with me, and I'm going to tell you a little secret here. So this is One Heart, One Mind. It's chock full of cases of autism that are neurotypical now. Neurotypicality is the goal and the only goal for me in this practice at Homeopathic Services. The third book is titled The Language of Autism, came out in December, and I was asked, I had a few copies with me. I was asked to send all of them, and this is one of the reasons why I haven't done a video in nearly a month and a half. Is because it's been very, very busy with what happened in DC, and it's in RFK's hands. It's I'm very proud of it. The book wrote itself. It gives a definition, a 2-word definition of autism. The title of this clip today is what autism is and what it isn't. And the language of autism that is available on Amazon, I do the same intro every single video. I always show it, but yeah, this had to go, and I haven't received my new copies. The language of autism. The language of autism gives a history of autism that goes back to 1300. I'm very, very happy with this. But more importantly, nearly, because I think history is very important. More importantly, it gives a definition of autism that I've mentioned ever since the book came out on Facebook. A definition of autism, what autism really is, and what autism, more importantly, is not. It's very important to understand what it is not, and it is not. Autism is not a trauma. It's important to understand that. Autism is not brain inflammation. It's important. It's vital to know that. Autism is not toxicity. It is also vital to know that. Checking things out. What autism is, in 2 words. With 2 words, you can understand most of the symptomatology of autism, which is about 150 symptoms. Now, about 150 symptoms. You see, lack of socialization, lack of speech, lack of eye contact, that's what I call the 3-legged stool, is only the beginning. But there's about 150 symptoms. With 2 words, you can understand about 70% of what autism is. And another 25% can be understood through a method of analysis, through what I call in the language of autism, the modus operandi. All individuals on the spectrum act and react the same way. It's all within what I call stage 12. But what is autism? What is autism? A definition, a 2-word definition that you could actually go to the bank with it, because you can understand 70%. Those 2 words will make you understand 70% of what autism is. And very simply, and this took 30 years. Very simply, it is conceptual inability. Conceptual inability includes what is commonly called instinct. Okay? But these two words, with these two words, you can understand most of autism. Conceptual inability. The child, the baby, has no concept of crawling to a group of people for warmth. It's not there. There's no concept of language. But no concept of language doesn't mean much. This because we have to understand the process of socialization, the process of language. So the baby, when the baby is laying on the floor on the back, playing with the things like this, and mom comes over and mom says, "Hi, baby, mommy, mommy." The baby doesn't have the concept that eventually ma, ma, mama, mama, mama. See what the what should be there, the concept that should lead to understanding ma and mama becoming a word, relating that word to someone, that those what is prior to that does not exist. And so therefore ma cannot become mama, cannot become I recognize you, I'm happy with you. You see? This is all concept. It's pre-verbal. So when we try in therapy, when therapists try to try to teach speech, it cannot happen. That's why we have kids who are in years in therapy and don't move forward. The concept is not there. Now, contextually, because people will say, well, my child learned to speak. Yeah, contextually, by repetition, eventually, but way too late, because mama might have come at 6, 7, 10 years old. It's way too late because concept was not there. So with thousands of times, eventually it clicks in. But that's why they don't move much, it doesn't become a conversation. It can become, I want, that's most of my patients, the way we start with a patient is, I want, okay? Does the child speak? What is the spontaneous speech? I asked 3 questions. Spontaneous eye contact on a scale from 0 to 10. Spontaneous interaction on a scale from 0 to 10. Spontaneous speech. That's why I call it 3-legged stool. Very scientific thing. And so therefore, yes, that my child speaks. What does he say? Well, he can say, I want. Okay? Or it will be, and it's I want and the prompt too. It's not spontaneous. Why? Because the concept is not there. It's not that they don't want to speak. The concept is not there. There's no understanding of saying more than one word. Cookie. Cookie. Then the parent say, I want a cookie. So eventually I want cookie. But it's the same with interaction. It's the same with toys. There's no concept that a toy is a toy. That's why a truck, the child wants to look at the wheels of the truck spinning. That's interesting. I can totally get that. We can all understand conceptual inability. It's very simple. Most of the symptoms, why the child doesn't poop in the toilet, no concept. No concept that eventually you move out of diapers and you poop in the toilet. No, it's not there. Like poop. In fact, a lot of cases, poop in the poop in the closet. You know, because there's no relation. It doesn't relate. You see, concept makes you helps you put the pieces together. I need to poop. I go to the toilet. No, it's not there. But it's logical to go in the closet. It's totally logical. Totally. It's not a behavior, by the way, because all therapy is applied this idea that it's behavioral. No, it's not behavioral. It's not to get attention. Please. It's not. It's a symptoms of autism. It's not behavior. That's why most therapies can't do anything. They are lost. They keep repeating, they keep repeating, they keep repeating, they keep trying to teach. Because there's not even a concept of learning. You see? What constitute the base is not there that makes us so-called neurotypical. And again, neurotypicality is the only goal here. I believe all children under the age of 12 can be fully neurotypical. After that, it becomes a little bit more complicated, but definitely be able to hold, say, a job, live within, but with certain limitations, after that, after 15, 20, it becomes complicated to recover the whole. If there is no speech, depends on where we start also, okay? There's only one autism. I hear all the time, oh yeah, there's so many kinds. No, there's only one autism. There's only one conceptual inability. Now, is the inability greater or lesser? That's it. It's the only thing but it's conceptual inability, period, to a lesser and greater degree. There's nothing else. Nothing else. The goal is neurotypicality. That's all. That's what it should be for everyone. I hear of parents who want to take classes on homeopathy to treat my child. Autism is the most, I think, complicated condition, if not disease, on the face of the planet right now. If you were to be diagnosed with cancer, I don't think you would take a class. Okay? So I don't think it is reasonable or even ethical, as far as I'm concerned, on the part of, quote, homeopath who've never never came to what autism is, to give classes to parents to basically, let's put it this way, take the money. I say keep the money, buy yourself vacations. Don't try to treat your child. It's not possible. It's not possible. There's 6,000 remedies in the Materia Medica. You can't. There are ways of analysis. I don't treat my own children, and they're not on the spectrum. And so, therefore, I don't think it's a good idea. It's not easy. It takes a long time to reach neurotypicality, but it is possible. Learning a few remedies that are going to help here and there, somewhat, and maybe not even for the long term, is a waste of time. After 30 years, I have to tell you, Even though my goal is neurotypicality, I may not get there all the time, 100% of the time. No, 7 out of 10. It's about that at this moment. Plus the improvements in the others. But it's extremely difficult. I do this literally every single day. I don't take very much vacation. Every single day I do this. I was I went into a deep meditation to come up with the language of autism and this definition, which I believe has never been done. And I don't think I came up with it. It wrote itself. It really wrote itself. I have said this many times. But in order to arrive to at this, it took a long time. It took a lot of meditation. It took a lot of reflection, literally every single day. And so when you're in it, you cannot see it. See, people say, well, how can you figure this out? Well, because I'm a bit removed, so I can take a case. Like I said, I don't take my own children, my own girls, I don't give them remedies. So I suggest to you that you don't take classes. Maybe for acutes, for a cold or so on, but don't attempt at treating your child because you might get minor improvements, which is always good. But for massive, great improvement, it's not. I don't believe it is possible. But be that as it may, I just want to warn people from taking classes. It doesn't amount to anything. And what is homeopathy? People say, well, homeopathy, everybody should know. Like I said, autism is not a trauma. Autism is not toxicity, which is essentially the two main, or it's not brain inflammation. That is the way everybody is going. It's not possible to recover that way. Homeopathy is a information medicine. There's a piece of information that inability, that translates into inability, conceptual inability. This inability is what we want to transform into conceptual ability. Conceptual ability is what will make an individual on the spectrum no longer on the spectrum. It's changing this. It's switching this. That needs a remedy. A remedy is information medicine. And that will literally, that inability will fade gradually with proper remedies, will fade gradually. The remedies are prescribed according only to the child. Only. There's no program here. There's absolutely no program. A lot of people, because they don't know autism, but they get involved somewhat, and they think it's inflammation and trauma and all that kind of thing, will do those types of treatment, quote treatment, but not arrive at anything. Only neurotypicality is valid. By transforming conceptual inability with a remedy, homeopathic remedy, to conceptual ability. Conceptual ability is neurotypicality. Well, that's it for today. I wish I could show you the cover, but I don't. However, it's in good hands. Like I said, I was asked to send it to RFK, and I'm extremely proud of it. I hope we can go a long way with it and change things, because understanding this, it's not just homeopathy that helps, but understanding conceptual inability from a therapy point of view can make an enormous amount of difference. At least start treating the proper way, even without homeopathy, although I don't think it's possible to return to ability without homeopathic remedies. Okay, well, that's it. Homeopathicservices.com if you want to reach me. Um, there's also the languageofautism.com. Um, and see you soon, I hope. Thank you so very much for listening. My name is Pierre Fontaine, and I'll be doing this again. Bye bye.